Good morning. Let's start the daily discussion. The first topic that we will take for discussion today is regarding the Rajasthan Minimum Income Bill. A new bill that aims to provide a minimum income guarantee to all adults in Rajasthan was introduced in the State Assembly. Okay, so the Rajasthan government, the Congress-led government, Rajasthan Minimum Guarantee Income Bill 2023 is a landmark legislation that aims to ensure economic security and dignity of all citizens of the state. The bill proposes to provide a minimum income guarantee and social security pension to every adult resident of Rajasthan. The salient features: the state government will ensure that every adult citizen receive a minimum income of 125 day a year. This income will be delivered through Indira Gandhi Shahari Rozgar Guarantee Yojana in urban area and the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act in rural areas. The Indira Gandhi Shahari Rozgar Guarantee Yojana is a new scheme launched by the Rajasthan government to provide urban employment opportunity and skill development. Because Manrega or Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which provides wage employment to the rural people, is for the rural area in the country in operation since 2005. But this Indira Gandhi Shahari Rozgar Guarantee Yojana, unique skill launched by the proposed to be launched by the government in Rajasthan for providing urban employment opportunity and skill development to the urban people. Guaranteed employment: the state government will also guarantee employment for 125 days a year to every household in the state. This will be done by enhancing the existing Manrega scheme in rural area and adding 25 more days of work. Because under Manrega, 100 days of wage employment is provided by the central government, so the Rajasthan government decided to add another 25 days out of its own resources. So the beneficiary in the state will get 125 days of guaranteed employment in place of 100 days in the Manrega. So in the rural area, the people will get 100 days under Manrega and 25 days extra added to Manrega by the state government. The state will also provide additional funds and resources to implement the employment guarantee scheme effectively. Because this 25 days extra, this amount is to be borne by the state government out of its own resources. So this is a scheme where the central government scheme will be supplemented by additional 25 days of mandate, and the expenditure for that will be provided by the state government. The guaranteed social security pension: the state government will also ensure that eligible individuals who are old, especially able, widow or single women receive a minimum pension of 1000 per month. This pension amount will be indexed to inflation and will increase by 5% in July and 10% January every financial year starting from 24-25. So 1000 rupees per month minimum, and with the addition of 5% in July and 10% in January DA every year. The state government estimate that the scheme will cost an additional 2500 crore per year, which may increase the fiscal deficit and debt of the state. Moreover, the demand for guaranteed income and pension may rise in the future. As the population grow and the economy faces shocks due to climate change, pandemic and other factors, more and more people come under the distress and they will be covered by this scheme launched by the state government. In administrative implementation, the scheme requires a robust administrative system to ensure that beneficiaries are correctly identified, verified, and enrolled. It also requires timely and transparent delivery of payments as well as effective impact assessment will help measure the effectiveness of the scheme in reducing poverty and improving the well-being and vulnerable populations. The government should collect and analyze data on various indicators such as income, consumption, health, education, employment, and social cohesion to evaluate and the outcome of the impact of the scheme. Okay, because the schemes to be evaluated at regular interval, so the benefit is reaching to the beneficiary or not should be properly evaluated. So this can help in proper monitoring of the scheme and effective benefit to the real beneficiary. Rajasthan Minimum Guarantee Income Bill 2023 represents a significant step towards providing economic security and social welfare to the entire adult population of the state. However, its successful implementation will require careful financial planning, administrative efficiency, and ongoing evaluation of to achieve the its intended impact on poverty alleviation and social well-being. Fine. Anticyclone and heat domes. The next topic is a geography. The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration (NOAA) announced recently that June was the Earth's hottest June since the record keeping of the global temperature began 175 years ago. Factors behind soaring temperature. According to scientists and experts, a number of factors are fueling the soaring temperature in different parts of the world. The number one is El Nino conditions. It has developed for the first time in 7 years and is partially responsible or partly responsible for triggering extreme heat caused by either formation of heat domes or arrival of the anticyclones. Then the climate change, it has increased the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events like heat waves and mass scale floods. Okay, so El Nino is the warm current that developed in the Peru coast Pacific Ocean, and it has the impact on the global climate, especially Indian monsoon. El Nino, meaning the little boy in Spanish, is a climate pattern that describes the unusual warming of the surface water in the eastern tropical Pacific Ocean, the Peru coast. It is the warm phase of the larger phenomena called the El Nino Southern Oscillation or ENSO. La Nina, the full phase of the that El Nino Southern Oscillation, is a pattern that describes the unusual cooling of the region's surface water. El Nino and La Nina are considered the ocean part of that ESNO, that El Nino Southern Oscillation, while the Southern Oscillation is its atmospheric changes. El Nino has an impact on ocean temperature, the speed and strength of ocean current, the health of coastal fisheries, and the local weather patterns across the world. El Nino events occur irregularly at 2 to 7 year intervals. However, El Nino is not a regular cycle or predictable in the sense that ocean tides are, because ocean tides are predictable, but El Nino and La Nina are unpredictable weather events. What are the anticyclone and what heat dome? How do the produce heat waves? And it is also known as the high pressure system, the essential area of high pressure in which the air goes downward towards the earth's surface. As the air sinks, its molecules get compressed, which increases the pressure, making it warmer. This causes dry and hot weather. The wind remains calm and gentle during the anticyclone, and there is almost no formation of cloud because there is air sink rather than air rises. If the air will not rise, it will not condense and will not lead to rainfall. If the air moves off, it condenses and lead to rainfall. A heat dome, it occurs when an area of high pressure stays over a region for days and weeks. It traps warm air just like a lid on a pot for an extended period. The longer that air remains trapped, the more the sun works to heat the air, producing warmer conditions with every passing day. Heat domes, if any, they last for a long period. They cause deadly heat waves. Okay, what heat domes work? The air expands upward to the atmosphere, High pressure warms air down. High pressure pushes clouds away from the dome. So the chances of rainfall vanishes and the heat get more and more with each passing day. Relationship with the climate change. Although heat domes and anticyclone do not occur due to climate change, they have become more intense and longer as a result of soaring global temperature, scientists and experts believe. As the planet continues to get warmer due to the unprecedented level of greenhouse gases being released into the atmosphere, extreme weather events, much like those unfolding right now, will become more frequent. Moreover, if the Earth breaches the 1.5 degrees Celsius global warming limit by 2030s, there may be irrevocable damage to the ecosystem and geology, with millions of humans and other living beings severely impacted. Also, the El Nino conditions are exacerbating an extreme heat around the world. It is known to greatly increase the likelihood of breaking temperature records and triggering more extreme heat in many parts of the world and in the ocean, the World Meteorological Organization reports said. Okay, the next topic is a prelim topic about the Airbus A400M. The aircraft manufacturing Airbus recently pitched its A400M transport aircraft in response to the Indian Air Force request for information for a medium transport aircraft which a carrying capacity of 18 to 30 tons. About this Airbus A400M, it is a transport aircraft. It is a European-built military transport aircraft. The aircraft is manufactured by Airbus Defence and Space, a division of the European Aerospace and Defence firm Airbus. It combines the capability to carry strategic load with the ability to deliver even to tactical locations with small unprepared airstrips. It can carry large cargo, vehicles, troops, and paratroopers, or be configured for medical evacuation medvac missions. Features a powerful turboprop engine that gives the A400M the ability to operate from short on improved airfields. Maximum takeoff weight is 141 metric tons. Minimum payload is 37 metric ton. It can carry up to 116 fully equipped troops or 66 stretchers and 25 medical attendants. The cargo hold can take 9 standard military pallets. Range 8,900 kilometers. Speed 780 kilometers per hour. Okay. The aircraft is equipped with an in-flight refueling capability that the aircraft's independent navigation system comprises an inertial reference system integrated with a global positioning system. It features an advanced glass cockpit with modern avionics and control system. So, defense transport aircraft. What is its turboprop aircraft? A turboprop aircraft uses a turboprop engine rather than a piston-powered engine or a jet engine. They have one or more gas turbine engines connected to a gas box that turn the propellers to move the aircraft on the ground and through the air. Turboprop aircraft have lower operating cost than jet because they burn less fuel, but they are also slower than jet. Okay. Then the next topic is about the National Broadcasting Day 2023. The Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting, Sri Anurag Thakur, so conferred the 8th and the 9th National Community Radio Awards. The National Broadcasting Day in India is marked on the July 23rd, the symbolic of the Radio Club of Bombay, established by some businessmen, making the first ever broadcast in the country in June 1923 in the pre-independence period. On July 23rd, India commemorates National Broadcasting Day to honor the profound influence of radio in our life. This significant day marked the inception of India's first ever radio broadcast known as All India Radio or AIR. Radio broadcasting services was introduced in India during British rule in 1923 as an initiative of the Radio Club of Bombay. India's first ever radio broadcast commenced from Bombay stations under the Indian Broadcasting Company in 1927. In 1956, the name Akashbani was officially adopted for All India Radio, inspired by Rabindranath Tagore's 1938 poem titled Akashbani, which translates to voice of announcement from the skies. Significance of the National Broadcasting Day. Indian radio played a significant role in the formation of an independent India. The role of radio in creating public awareness of Independence Day cannot be forgotten. Prior to gaining independence, Azad Hind Radio, led by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and Congress Radio both played instrumental role in inspiring and mobilizing Indians against British colonial rule. Furthermore, in the 1971 war, Akashvani played a crucial role in supporting Bangladesh's liberation struggle against repressive Pakistani forces. These historical contributions highlight the immense impact of radio broadcasting in shaping the nation's destiny. As a result, the National Broadcasting Day holds immense importance as a significant occasion for our country, celebrating the power of broadcasting and its role in shaping India's history. Okay. Then the next topic is watching news. Is about the rule 176 and rule 267 and 176. Recently, during the monsoon session of Parliament, the opposition insisted on suspending all business under rule 267 to discuss the Manipur issue. About the 267, according to the rules of procedure and the conduct of business in the Council of States, rule 267 relates to suspension of the rules. Under this rule, Rajya Sabha MP can give a written notice to suspend all listed business and discuss an issue of importance the country is facing. For instance, if a bill is to be introduced, it should be listed, but if a rule is coming in the way, 267 is aimed at suspending the rule and continue to discuss the topic of importance like the Manipur issue that the opposition want to discuss in the parliament under Article 267. The government want to discuss it under 176. It says that any member desirous of raising discussion on a matter of urgent public importance may give notice to in writing to the Speaker, Secretary General, specifying the matter to be raised, provided that the notice shall be supported by the signature of at least two other members. Fine. When the chairman approves the notice, he or she, in consultation with the leader of the council, will fix the date and time for discussion, not exceeding 2.5 hours. Then the adjournment motion is governed by Rule 56 or 63 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in the Lok Sabha. It is a motion for an adjournment of the business of the House for the purpose of discussing a definite matter of urgent public importance may be made with the consent of the speaker, and the rules say not more than one such motion shall be made at the same sitting. Along with the adjournment motion has an element of censure. Only Lok Sabha has this privilege because the Rajya Sabha cannot bring down a government. Only Lok Sabha, being the popular house, has the power to censure and bring the government down from power. Then the international Maluma Foundation. Recently, S. Vishent Rajkumar has been appointed chairman-elect of the board of directors of the International Myeloma Foundation. The International Myeloma Foundation is an American non-profit organization serving patients with myeloma, a cancer of plasma cells in the blood bone marrow. Founded in 1990, headquartered in California, USA. Objective of the organization is dedicated to improving the quality of life for all myeloma patients by focusing on four key areas: research, education, support, and advocacy. The IMF also provides support and information for family members, caregivers, and myeloma patients, physicians, and nurses. The IMF was the first organization dedicated solely to multiple myeloma. IMF stands for International Myeloma Foundation. Then the Kodaba community, members of the Kodaba community are demanding constituencies in parliament and the Karnataka Assembly on the line of the Sangha virtual constituency. Origin, one theory says they are the descendant of Alexander the Great, while another trace their origin to the brand of the Kurds of Iran. Habitat Kodaba are a unique race of people who live in Kodagu, Kurg, the smallest district of Karnataka. So the land owning community, known for its marital tradition, has a distinct culture that is strikingly different from that of the neighboring culture. Language, the Kodaba language does not have a script. It is a mixture of the Kannada, Tamil and the Malayalam. Society, the Kodaba community of Kurg is a patriarchal society. Its father is the head of the family. Then Kodaba are Hindus, but priests have no role in their marriages. Worship, The Kodabas are basically ancestors and nature worshippers. Every Kodaba is a member of a patrilineal Oka or clan that has descended from a common ancestor. The Karanaba, the first ancestor of the clan, is revered as a god, and Kodabas worship the ancestral spirit, their guru, Karona. There are no idols in the Kaimada, the central place of ancestors worship. Kodabas rivers the Kaveri River. Okay, they worship nature and God. Festivals, the Puthari, the Murtha festivals dedicated to guns, and the Kaveri Sankrama. Women empowerment, Kodaba women are highly educated. There is no dowry system among the Kodaba families. Treat their daughters and sons similarly when it comes to education. Kodaba women tend to be well educated, often reaching high level in their chosen career. Okay. Then the next is the Sangha virtual constituency. The Sangha Assembly constituency, one of the constituency in the 32-member Assembly of Sikkim, a state in the northeast region of India. The Sangha constituency does not exist on the map. This seat is reserved for the Buddhist monastery community of Sikhism Buddhist, okay, Sikkim Buddhist monk and nuns. Voters recognized with monasteries in Sikkim state are the only one who can contest and cast their vote for the Sangha constituency seat. So this is unique. Okay. Then the Pronapsen committee, the government form a new panel to review the National Statistical Office data, revamping a standing committee on economic statistics set up in 2019. The Pranab Sen, India's first chief statistician and former chairman of the National Statistical Commission. The committee will review and develop the country's survey on employment, industry, and service sector. It works under the aegis of the National Statistical Office. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation will be the nodal ministry. The committee has also been mandated to provide guidance to conduct pilot survey, pre-testing if necessary, before finalizing schedules for data collection. It will also provide guidance for studying and exploring the availability of administrative statistics. The committee can also provide technical guidance to the central and state level agency for the survey. Members, as of now, the it has 14 members, out of which 3 are for non-official members, 9 official members, and a member secretary chaired by Shen. It is extendable based on the requirement from time to time. Fine. So, coming to the question, before independence, communalism formed an integral part of the national discourse of India. In light of the above statement, discuss the evolution of communalism in India, also how it is different in present times than it was in the past. Communalism, a very great problem in India, and since India is house to many communities, so communalism, communal violence, rising communal sentiment pose a big threat to Indian unity and integrity, and at times the security of the country also. Okay. Communalism is described as a tool to mobilize people or against, for or against, and by raising an appeal on communal lines, mainly religious communalism. Communalism as a political doctrine makes use of religious and cultural differences to achieve political end. It can take dangerous form when people start believing that their religious interest and principle are superior to other religion. So this is based on religion and superiority and inferiority of one religion in comparison to other. Three stages categorization of communalism or communal ideology. First, it is the belief that people who follow the same religion have common secular interest, which is a common political, economic, social, and cultural interest. These religious units are seen as the fundamental units of Indian society. First is, it is the belief that people who follow the same religion have common secular interest. which is a common political, economic, and social and cultural interest. These religious units are seen as the fundamental units of Indian society. This is the first one. The second element of communal ideology rests on the notion that secular interests of one community are divergent and dissimilar to the interest of the followers of other community. The second stage is called liberal communalism. The liberal communalist was basically a belief in the practitioner of communal politics, but he still upholds certain liberal, democratic, and nationalist values. The third stage of communalism is reached when interests of different communities are seen as, as mutually incompatible and antagonistic and hostile. So, communalism is basically an ideology on which communal politics is based. Extreme communalism is the third or the last stage of communalism. So, extreme communalism led to violence, and this violence led to death, loss of property and life, and damage to the reputation of the state within a time, because the reputation or the image of the country in the international community is affected because the state is blamed as a silent spectator of the communal violence. Okay, so coming back, evolution of communism in India, the economic backwardness of India and rampant unemployment provided ample scope for the colonial government to use concessions, favors, and reservation to fuel communal and separate tendency in the country, and through this, communal promoting communalism, they are able to continue their rule because they are able to make that break the unity among the communities in India. Thereby, they are able to prolong their rule in the country. Fine. Before independence, Muslims were generally looked upon with suspicion initially by the British policymakers, especially after the Wahhabi and the 1857 revolt, and are subjected to repression and discrimination by the government. The government used persons like the Sir Syed Ahmad Khan to counter the growing influence of the Congress. He had a broad-minded and reformist outlook initially, but later he started supporting the colonial government, exhorting the Muslim masses to stay away from the Congress and not to get politicized, because the British realized that the Muslims are in minority, they can be given little door to bring them under the British influence and control. Reform movements such as the Wahhabi movement among the Muslim and the Sunni movement among Hindu, with their militant overturn, made the rule of religion more vulnerable to communalism. With the coming of militant nationalism, a distinct Hindu nationalist thing was culpable in the nationalist politics. For instance, Tilak's Ganpati and Shivaji festivals and anti-cow slaughter campaign created much suspicion. The communal element in the Lucknow Pact 1916 and the Khilafat agitation 1920-22 was too visible to be of insignificant consequences. Okay, communalism had its seeds in the pre-independence period, and the Britishers played a very important role or influential role in promoting communalism and the communal violence in the country. Okay, the Muslim League was created under the British patronage to counter the Congress and break the unity among the Indians or the nationalists of India. After the Muslim League performed badly in 1937, a provincial election, it decided to resort. Online class. Okay. The origin of communalism in India was energized by the colonial British government for its own sake and convenience to rule. The government played a key role in creating rift between the two until now harmonious communities with the Hindu and the Muslims. Also, the effect of communalism was limited to matters of politics, not to the common people as such. However, in its present form, communalism is resorted to by the communal leaders for personal vested interests. In 2002 Gujarat riot, 2013 Muzaffarnagar riot, recently 2019 Chandin Chowk Delhi communal tension, etc. are example of the communalism as witnessed in the present form in independence India. Vote bank politics has been an important player in keeping alive the idea of communalism. Uh, Although rise in literacy rate and education level help people in relying on rationality, but at the same time, use of smartphones, internet, and social media have been powering fuel in the fire. You can say recent example to violence during the Hanuman Jayanti, an example of communal riot for which that internet service was closed for a long period in the districts, and after that the administration effort continuously for bringing peace and normalcy, and it took a lot of time to bring back normalcy to the quite peaceful area called Sambalpur. Hence, communalism has been viewed as a major hindrance to constitutional value like unity and integrity of the country, fraternity, and so on. Therefore, the main thrust of the effort towards neutralizing communalism should be in the shape of social and political reforms and in bringing about a change in the values and mindset of the people of India, because India is a country where that different religion, different caste, different sect, different color people live, and communalism is a religious feelings, and extreme communalism lead to violence and destruction of life and loss of life and property. It should be checked. Okay, we have seen much violence. That Gujarat riots, the in Odisha, the Kandhamal riots, recently the Sambalpur communal violence. So all these are examples where the modern communalism is becoming more dangerous. Okay, and this is becoming big threat to the peace, security, life and property, and the international image of the country. So government should take create awareness about this, and that elements of communal violence by promoting this should be dealt severely, so they should not dare to violate the communal feelings, or the that communal that the cooperative feelings among the different communities in the country. Fine. Then moving over to the questions. Consider the following statement regarding the El Nino. You know, El Nino is a warm current. Okay, ocean current. So it is usually it emerges in the Pacific Ocean in the Peru coast. Okay, it is called the child of the crest. Okay, so consider the following statement regarding El Nino. La Nina is a climate pattern that describes the unusual warming of the surface water in the eastern tropical Pacific Ocean. Okay, so it is incorrect. El Nino is a pattern that describes the unusual cooling of the region surface water. Okay, uh, El Nino is not cooling; it is warming. So both are incorrect. So neither one nor two is correct as per the question. Consider the following statement regarding the A400M. It is a Russian-built military transport aircraft. It is wrong because it is US built, European built. It can carry large cargo vehicles, troops, paratroopers, or be configured for medical evacuation missions. Two is correct, but one is incorrect. Consider the following statement regarding the National Broadcasting Day. National Broadcasting Day in India is celebrated on June 23rd. That's right. The Ajad Hind Radio led by Netaji Chandra Bose. That's right. In 1956, the name Akashvani was officially adopted for All India Radio. All the three are correct. Only three. So one, two, three. All are correct. The Kobhada community recently news. They belong to which state? They belong to Karnataka. The Pranab Sen committee is related to the review of all NSO data, National Sample Survey of his data. The Pranab Sen committee has been appointed by the government. Then the Bata Gaita Carter, okay, it is in Russia. Consider the following statement about the Star Sea Initiative, a joint initiative of the International Solar Alliance and United Nations Development Program. Okay, so this is correct. The program aims to boost solar power ecosystem in the poorest countries. So both are correct. Fine. Then consider the following statement regarding the expected credit loss framework in loan loss provisioning. Under this, a bank is required to estimate expected credit losses based on forward-looking estimates between making corresponding loss provisions. Fine. It is result in a shortfall of provisions as compared to excess provisions. Fine. So here only one is correct, but two each not correct. Fine. So with the reference of section 490A of Indian Penal Code, consider the following statement. It deals with the criminal offense of cruelty by husband or relatives of husband towards a married woman. So right, under this section, a husband or his relative can be sentenced to a maximum jail term of 3 years. Right, bail under section 498A can only be granted by the magistrate once an FIR has been registered by the police. All the three are correct. Okay. Then the last one, that Cam Bay. Okay, it is situated in Vietnam. So thank you for watching. Keep watching regularly to update yourself on